Scotty out. Take your time. Down all the way. You see, balance, balance, balance. Balance, you see, he's standing that side. Watch. The time you're gonna get the ball, you are gonna be like this. Watch, hold it. You're gonna be like this, like this. Watch. You don't run straight, you run like this. Watch. Left, right. Do your legs down before you take the shot. You see, he go all the way straight up. He's not gonna go down again to knit. He already did down. He just go straight up to shoot now. Down. That's it, balance. That's it, better shot. Good.
Hi, I'm Divya Raj. I'm heading the business unit of OT security at a cybersecurity company in Dubai. I've been in Dubai for almost 18 years and I'm the mother of Aaryan, who plays basketball, does his speed and strength and his therapies with Pure Strength. We moved into the MAC in 2021 August and Aaryan was training for basketball since the age of 5 actually. So we used to take him to different academies where we were staying previously. We didn't have anything in the vicinity, so only weekend classes he used to go to. And when we moved here, we looked around and then this came to our notice because we asked the MAC people, is there any basketball academy close by? They said, you have Pure Sprint in the MAC. Then we didn't search for anywhere else because it was closer to home, in the community, safe for him to come on his own, and that's how we found Pure Sprint. And I think from the time he has joined, he's been with them. He hasn't gone anywhere else. See, we come from a family of basketball players. You've seen I'm tall, my husband is tall, my brother is tall, we're all tall. Knowing that he will be a tall boy, we had put him in basketball from the very beginning. But he was on the heavier side. And I think that limited his performance on the court because basketball is a very physical sport. And 2022 was the year of your FIFA World Cup final as well, and all his friends play football. So I think it was peer pressure more than anything else, plus his own complex that he is not able to perform on the court. That he switched to football as a goalie. There also he didn't run, he switched as a goalie. For 1 year he played there, but then I think that love for basketball was always there in his heart, and he then decided, he said, no mama, I think basketball is my game. And that's how he came back to basketball. Yeah. So I'll tell you, his real passion for the game actually began when he switched from football to basketball again. And that was his calling from within. And sometimes you have to let nature take its course. I mean, even when Aaryan came and told us that he wants to switch to football from basketball, personally, I was very hurt. Because in my head, I've always seen him as a basketball player, right? But when he came and told me that, Mama, I want to be a goalie in football and I don't want to play basketball, I had to respect his choice. Because as a parent, what can you do for your child is to support them in whatever decision, and he had a valid reason for the decision he was making. So it was not random. We stood by him. Because while I was hurt, I also knew in my heart that he comes from a family of basketball players. He will find his calling, okay? And he did eventually. He realized that one thing that he really needs to work on to be able to give 100% to the game that he loves is to work on his fitness. And he became very, very cautious about his diet, the entire speed and strength with Coach Rob. I'm telling you, it has made a huge difference to him. I'm not just saying for the sport that he loves, but his overall outlook towards everything that he does. He's become independent, he's become mature, he's become responsible. He started taking ownership of everything that he does. He's accountable for whatever he does. And that kind of independence, when you see in your child, as a parent, it frees you quite a lot because now you know your child can take care of himself. So it's got to do with multiple things. He's growing, his age, the entire shift towards the game, the speed and endurance part of it. And then when he did all this and he started seeing results on the court, it motivated him even more. So I think Pure Sprint has been a game changer for him, I'm telling you. And I'm not saying this because it's just a basketball academy. I say this because the coach is here. I'm telling you, he's been training since 5, but no other academy has been able to make the impact that Pure Sprint has. So I have to thank Coach Sheikh, Coach David, Coach Farouk, Coach Rob, all of them, and you, with your pictures and your videos. When the kids see that and they see themselves perform the way that they perform, it's a huge booster for them, really. So thank you so much. Now, today's day and age, and especially in Dubai, I'm telling you, where facilities, infrastructure, amenities, and money is so much that parents tend to spoil their kids sometimes. I mean, this is my personal opinion, and spoil their kids by giving them possibly the best in everything. But what we don't realize sometimes as parents is that best in everything may not be the best for them. And that's why I go back to our traditional old methods. When we were growing up, we used to play in the sun, we used to play with the sand, we used to play in the grass. We never cared about sunburns and, being out there. And those are all part of growing up. That's how you build yourself as a child. So I'm very, very happy that you do trainings outdoor, that you let them touch and feel nature when they train. It adds to them very differently than what a closed indoor, absolutely AC bound training facility would. Because if your body doesn't perspire out there in the sun, you will never build that resilience and the endurance that you need for a sport like this, which is very fast and takes a lot from you physically, right? So yeah, and I'm very proud of him. I'm really very proud of him. That's all I'll say for whatever he's done. Yeah. So see, when you come and train for basketball, it is more about technique and skill development. Yeah? I mean, obviously you do drills that help you build your stamina. But the focus is always on technique and the skill development for that sport, right? But this is such a physically demanding sport that if you don't have the right strength, and this is also a sport that demands speed. So if you don't have the endurance, if you don't have the strength, if you don't have the speed, no matter how good your technique or skill is, you will still fall short from your true potential. I'm not comparing him to anybody else. For his own potential, I'm saying. And that's when he joined Coach Rob for the speed and strength, I'm telling you, within 2 or 3 sessions with him, Aaryan himself felt a huge change in his game. He felt a change in how he was moving, how he was adapting, how he was enduring. So speed and strength truly has been a game changer for him. But when you're playing, you're doing speed and strength, it is also taking a toll on your body. So how do you help yourself recover? That is also extremely important, right? And unlike us old people who take supplements for recovery, kids can't, should not, let me just say. So then what is the other way in which it can help them in their recovery is the sessions that Coach Rob gives him, by applying those pressure points and releasing the tension in those muscles. And that helps the child rejuvenate, recover much better and give his 100% the next session on. So I think it's a combination of all three, and I will not isolate one from the other. All three work beautifully, and when you're going through it, you can see the change on how they perform and they deliver on the court. What Aaryan feels about Pure Sprint, I think he feels it's a family for him. It's an extended family. I'm honestly telling you that, and I'm telling you because he's been training for 10 years almost, and he's never felt the kind of reverence and respect and love for any of his coaches like he feels for his coaches here in Pure Sprint. He absolutely looks up to Coach Rob. For him, anything Coach Rob says, that's it. There's nothing beyond that. Coach Rob has said this. When it comes to his basketball coaches, Coach David, Coach Sheikh, Coach Farouk, swears by them. And every time, even if there is no session, he looks forward to coming to the court. That should tell you how much this place has instilled that love for the game for him. I'm eternally grateful because my brother is a national level player. And when he used to see him play beginning, he always used to tell me, man, Aaryan has a long way to go. But this time when we went back home and he saw him play, he said, now he's a proper basketball dude. He still has a long way to go, but he's come a long way. I mean, coming from my brother, it's a great compliment for my son. As a whole program, how I feel, like I mentioned before, I think everything ties into each other. The sport, the preparation to play the sport well, and post playing the sport recovering well. So all these three things, if you are very, very serious about pursuing the sport and playing at your highest potential, you have to look at all the three elements. Otherwise, if you're just coming to do time pass just because your parents want you to come and spend 1 hour doing some physical exercise, it's a different story. But if you're really serious about the game and if you want to improve as a sports person, I think building that strength, building that speed and recovering well is fundamental actually. So yeah, I think I'm very happy Aaryan is doing all three. And as parents, we cannot be more proud than what he is achieving already. As a parent here, where we are juggling with multiple things, managing multiple things, both parents working, sometimes we don't do the due that we're supposed to do. That is in terms of giving our children time. I am a person who gives analogies of sports to everyone I talk to because sport is a place where you get life lessons. And I can tell you this. And especially in a team sport. And I fundamentally believe that every child must play a sport. Irrespective, whichever sport they choose to play, but they should play a sport. At Pure Sprint, the coaches have transformed my child. From a shy, coy, underconfident child who did not believe he could do anything, emerges this champion who thinks he can do anything. That is the difference Pure Sprint has made to my child's life. And that is not just limited to sports. It has impacted his life. It has made him who he is today. I mean, while I will take some credit, but a lot of it has to go to where he spends his evening, the people he spends it with, the coaches, the friends, his teammates. It's a lot of learning. With a lot of gratitude in my heart, I really, really want to thank everybody at Pure Sprint because for me, my child is my life and Pure Sprint has added life to my life. So thank you. That was straight from the heart. I don't know what I spoke, but I spoke.